Hello and welcome to the Late Late Show. This is a compilation video. It starts in a winter month with a collection of shop-bought, set-aside potatoes that I stored in my fridge. This is my shop-bought, store-bought, set-aside collection of potatoes. I've just taken them out of the fridge to give them the once-over. I thought I may as well take this opportunity to show you them. Show you what I've set aside here to grow on next year. Now, as you know, when you get these shop-bought potatoes, you never know how many potatoes you're going to find in the bag that will be the right size to keep as a seed potato, and I tend to go for something between bigger than a golf ball, smaller than a tennis ball, and if the bag's full of potatoes that are much bigger than that, I don't keep any, or I keep few of them, or much smaller than that, I don't keep any, or I keep a few of them. So there's varying numbers of potatoes in those bags, but let's have a look at them. Right, last one, you'll be pleased to know, and this is a new variety for me. And with a name like this, it must have a royal connection. So I've grown Red Duke of York before. This isn't Red Duke of York. I've grown King Edward's before. This isn't King Edward. There we go now. This is a variety called Yellow Queen. These were grown in Suffolk, that's United Kingdom, and these were grown by Charlie Brown. So this is Yellow Queen. They look a nice potato, don't they? Yellow Queen. So I look forward to growing that variety next year. See how it turns out. Now, what I did notice was, obviously as these potatoes have been sized in this bag, there was a bag of these Yellow Queen on the shelf further along. In fact, there were several bags, and those potatoes were twice as big as these. So this potato has the potential to grow twice as big as what I'm showing you now. I mean, that would be a big potato if it was twice as big. So that's Yellow Queen, and we're looking forward to growing those. Have you started your collection yet? Well, you should do if you haven't. If you have, don't forget, cool, dry, dark, check them regularly. In the spring, we're bringing them out, we're chitting them up, we're up and running. You and me. Yes, we are, you and me, and Meg and Daisy. Don't forget those. They're asleep, the pair of them. I've just had them on the local seashore. They're sparkle. Yeah, they're sparkle, the pair of them. Last one. Yellow Queen. Yellow Queen. I'm guessing that this has yellow flesh when we peel it and we come to cook it. As I say, I've never grown it before, so I don't know. But with a name like Yellow Queen, that's a reasonable thing to conclude, isn't it? Probably yellow flesh. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it. Once we get Christmas behind us, there'll only be a couple of more winter months here in the UK, and then these guys will be coming out into the light. Yeah, they'll be coming out into the light, into the warm, and we'll chip them up, won't we? Yes, we will. Let's have a look. Get the collection up for you to have a look at. How's that? How's that? I took the potatoes out of the fridge to start the chitting process in early spring and planted them one to a bucket in mid-spring. After about 3 months of growing, that's 1.5 spring months followed by 1.5 summer months, I turned the bucket out. Check out this delivery. Hello, the potato I'm going to be taking today is a potato called Yellow Queen. This is Yellow Queen, just one set aside shop bought potato growing in a 10-inch ex-cut flower water bucket. Yellow Queen has been in this bucket now for about 3.5 months, but today she's coming out. Are you up for this? I know you are. Come on. As you can see, Meg's beat me to the barrow. One thing I will say about the first 2 or 3 buckets of potatoes you take is that it gives you an indication of just how wet or dry the soil is in the bucket for the remaining potatoes, because I have quite a few of these buckets on the go and they're all on the same watering regime. So if this bucket's dry, the other buckets will be dry. If this bucket's wet, the other buckets will be wet, and I'll be able to adjust my watering regime accordingly, won't I? Because I'll have that insider knowledge. Right, Yellow Queen. Oh, there we go. Well, that's not looking so good, is it? not a single potato in sight. And let me just take my glove off and check the wetness of this. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, there's enough moisture in there that this wouldn't need to be watered if it was still in the bucket, and neither will the ones that are still in buckets growing on. So we won't be watering today. Oh, here we go, we've got one. Oh, it's a fair sized potato. I think we're happy with that. 2 or 3 more like that and I think we'd be happy. Meg wouldn't. Meg wants a couple of small ones. There we go. I will pop these back in the barrel again, let you see them. Oh, oh here. Oh, we're going to have a bit of a weigh-in with these guys. Yellow Queen, yes we are. Hey Meg, do you want this? Here. Oh, do you want that, Meg? Meg? Right, there's nothing comes between a dog and its rope, not even a small potato. Right, pop that there. Oh, hey, we're okay with this. This is a delivery. This could be the best so far this year. Yes, it could. Right, let's pop these in the back of this barrow, let you get a better look. And then we'll go indoors and we'll weigh them. We're okay with that. We only put one in. Yeah, we only put one shop bought set aside in there, and look what we've got back. Yellow Queen. Right, let's take these guys indoors and weigh them. Come on, Meg. This is Yellow Queen. Just one shopboard set aside, growing in a 10-inch ex-cut flower water bucket. Let's see what Yellow Queen delivered. Last one. What do you reckon? It's near enough 1 3/4 pound. It's more than 1.5, but it's not quite 2, so we're going to go for 1 3/4 pound Yellow Queen. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making it. I've enjoyed growing this Yellow Queen for the first time. I'll maybe need to give this one another go next year. Yeah, if it can produce these sorts of returns and quality potatoes. Now before you go, do me a favour. If you're not a subscriber, why don't you subscribe? Click the bell notification icon. You won't miss any of my potato reveals, and a thumbs up, but only if you've enjoyed the video. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out. I had more potatoes than buckets, so some of the set-asides were left over and were sat on a shelf for a further 3 months. These are the 6 potatoes that I set aside some time ago. This is the bag that they came in, and it tells us on the bag that this is a variety called Yellow Queen. They were grown in the county of Lincolnshire, which is a county within the United Kingdom, and they were grown by Ben Hargreaves. Okay, time to pot these guys up, so to speak. Okay, so some of the soil from that barrow is now on this in this container, and what I've done is I've actually started to fill these yoghurt pots. Now I'm going with yoghurt pots because I want to make sure that these potatoes are viable. I don't want to go with 6 buckets and this won't work. I want to make sure that I've got 6 viable potatoes, and when I have, I'll move them up out of these yoghurt pots into buckets. How's that? 6 potatoes planted. Couldn't be easier. We'll give them a few weeks. If they look as though the shoots have come on and they've produced some roots, take them out of these, we'll move them up into those water buckets. So, as you could see, we had shoots, but we didn't have roots. Now check this out. These are them. Hey, how about that? How about that 3 weeks ago? That was a potato with a few shoots. Now it's a potato with a few roots. Let's see if I can just turn a couple of these out and let you see what they look like. In fact, I may even turn them all out and let you see what they all look like, because I need to check that they've got roots, because I'm not planting them if they haven't got roots. I want shoots. There's the shoots. Let's see if we've got some roots. Oh, have we got roots? Have we? Have we got roots? Yeah, we've got roots. And we've got shoots. I'll pop that one there. Do this guy. Wow, look at that. In 3 weeks. Oh, these guys want to go. These guys have got to go up into their forever home. They've got to. They're big enough now. They've got to move out of these yogurt pots into their forever home. Yes, they have. Yeah, look at that. That's a potato plant. That's what we're going to be planting. That's a potato plant. I think they've probably all managed to produce a few roots, but look at this. Oh yeah, a lot of roots on that potato. So we're going to be planting these now in the middle of summer. And these will take 4 or 5 months to grow. So they're going to grow, have to grow through the rest of the summer months and through the autumn months and perhaps into winter. So they're growing at the wrong time, aren't they? And what will happen as these potatoes grow is the nights will get longer, the days will get shorter, and of course the weather will cool down. So it'll get colder, it'll get darker, and that's not potato growing weather. So it's a big ask for these potatoes, but we've decided we'll do it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put a couple of inches in the bottom of this bucket, like that. I'm then going to sit the potato plant on it, and then I'm going to earth it up. Some will call it hill it up. I'm going to earth it up until these are just showing. And I'm doing that because I haven't got a lot of soil spare. I have got some. I have been harvesting potatoes, but I'm planting 6 of these, so I want to make sure. Well, let me show you that. That's it. I want to make sure I've got enough soil to get all these guys away. So we'll just do this for the time being. Okay, I'll give it a shake. How's that looking? How's that? One potato plant planted. Now, as I've said, I'll let this get a wee bit bigger, put more soil in, get it a bit bigger, put more soil in, eventually we'll top it off. and then it'll grow to maturity, or it'll grow to it fails. Whatever happens, we won't know. Right, I'm going to crack one of another 5 of these to plant. With newly emptied buckets, I recycled the soil and planted the leftover set-asides in mid-summer. Okay, let's see how they go. These potatoes only went in these buckets about 4 weeks ago. It's unbelievable. I mean, these plants now are standing about a foot tall. I've tucked them in here behind the greenhouse just to keep them out of the wind, but I'd really like to get them through into autumn. I'd really like to harvest a respectable crop of quality potatoes from these 6 buckets, but only time will tell. I gave you the first look at these potatoes behind the greenhouse 10 days ago. I think they're only about a foot tall then, and they'd really taken off, but that's been eclipsed by the growth in the last 10 days. It's phenomenal. I mean, the weather's phenomenal as well. We've had a lot of sunshine, a lot of warm weather. These potatoes are loving it. I'm struggling to water the buckets because there's that much top growth. I can't see the bucket. And I daren't move them out because as soon as I do, we'll get a wind, it'll flatten them. So they've got to stay where they are for the time being. Now, how tall are these things? How much have they grown in those 10 days? Well, let's put my measuring stick in. This is it. We're going to sit it on top of the soil in the bucket. Hold on. Make sure we get it on the soil. Yeah, definitely on the soil. So we're on the soil in the bucket now. How tall do you think they are? Ha! Check this out. Whoa! Hee hee! 3 foot. They've grown 2 foot in 10 days. It's unbelievable. These are the flowers just starting to form. I think there's one down there you might be able to see. They've grown 2 foot in 10 days. That's unheard of. And I must say, they do look really healthy, they do look lush. I mean, the foliage, there isn't a mark on it, it's spotless and so green. Wow, I hope I can get these across the finish line. It's now mid-autumn and these potatoes have also been in the buckets 3 months. That's 1.5 summer months followed by 1.5 autumn months. This is the second delivery of potatoes from the same bucket of recycled soil in the same year. This is the late show. Here we go. This is Yellow Queen, planted in summer and now being harvested in autumn. Yellow Queen has been in this bucket about 3 months, and that would be 1.5 summer months when I planted it and 1.5 autumn months, and today we harvested. Let's see what Yellow Queen's got. And it's worth bearing in mind as we do this, this bucket has already delivered potatoes this year, didn't it? You saw it earlier in the video. And we're going for a late show. Yes we are. Hold on Meg. We're going for a late show and we're entertaining Meg at the same time. Right, let's pop those up there. Let's turn this out. What did that first bucket deliver? Was it just over £1.5 pounds, I think it was, wasn't it? Something like that. Right. Hold on, Meg. Right, what we got here? Ho ho, yes. Yo, we like the look of this. Yes, we do. Boy, oh boy. Wall to wall. I've already had £1.5 pounds out of this bucket of soil, and look what I'm getting now. We'll just get rid of this. There's never anything in the bottom couple of inches. There just isn't, apart from the seed potato. Oh, Meg. And this coincides with us running out of potatoes indoors now, because I don't grow that many, because I haven't got the room. That's why I'm growing in buckets. And so these will come in. Oh, well, these are what we want. That's a seed potato. Right, have I got a tray somewhere? I'm sure I have. There we go. Right. I suspect this might actually beat that first bucket that we harvested. This might be the way to go. Plant your potatoes in summer rather than in spring. Oh, do both. You can. I've just done it. Pop on it all over the place. Dear me. There's potatoes everywhere. Right. I'll pop those to the back of this bat. I hope you can see them. Then we're going to take them indoors and we're going to do a weigh-in. Oh, we definitely are. Hold on, Meg. We're going to do a weigh-in. Let me pop these up here. Hopefully you'll see them. Hey, come on. That is a result. It was a result I wasn't expecting. But hey, I'll have more buckets to go. I've another 5 buckets. We'll just do the one on this video because it's quite lengthy. And make sure you come back to see the other 5 deliveries whenever they take place. Okay, meet you indoors. We're going indoors now, Meg. Weigh those potatoes. Okay, it's been quite a long haul as this video. Thanks for sticking with me. Right, let's see what we've got. The moment of truth. Last one. What we got? Ha ha! £2.5. Woo! £2.5. The first book had delivered £1.5. This is delivered 2.5. That's got to be £4 of potatoes from one small ex-cut flour water bucket. Only 10 inches. No bigger than a domestic water bucket. You need to give this a go. If you're gardening at home and you're stuck for space, you're stuck for space, come on. 2 deliveries of potatoes from the same soil, from the same bucket, in the same year. You need to give this a go. I'll be doing this again next year. 100% guaranteed I'll be doing this again next year. I mean, this year was a bit of a mistake. I just had too many set aside potatoes and not enough buckets. So the ones that didn't get planted were just left behind for 3 months. And then in the middle of summer, when I harvested the first buckets, and I had empty buckets and some soil, I just whacked them in there. Freshened the soil up with a wee bit of fertiliser, I believe. I can't recall now, it's that long ago. And look at this. Look at this. Well, it's been a long haul. Thanks for sticking with me right till the bitter end. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a thumbs up would be nice. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, hey, why not? Just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. There are another 5 buckets of these that I'm going to be harvesting at some point. Hopefully those videos won't be as long as this video. But yeah, I'm looking forward now to turning those buckets out. I'd like you to join me for that. Okay, so this is Homegrown Veg signing out.